yourself a quick introduction.
For sure. What's going on? My name is Isaiah Njoku. How do I introduce myself? I'm a recent graduate of UCLA with a Bachelor's of Sociology, minor in Public Health, and former African Student Union chairperson, now working in higher education, and yeah. I didn't know it was called seasonal depression until my senior year of high school, but I had been experiencing things that were symptomatic of seasonal depression since middle school, I would say, where I would be the happiest kid in fall, summer, and then winter would hit and my entire personality would really change. It'd be hard to communicate. It'd be hard to get out of bed in the morning. It seemed like I was on autopilot, really. Like I wasn't even there, but my body was moving throughout the day. But yeah, and then spring would hit and I'd get a little bit more lively, and then summer and fall and I'd be a completely different person. I'd be the happiest kid ever and you wouldn't even know anything happened. I thought that was just regular, being from Los Angeles, everybody hates the rain, everybody hates the cold, and realize that not everybody is affected by the weather in those same ways. Not everybody's really, their moods and their ability to maintain aren't dampened by the seasons as much as I am. So that's when I really began to be mindful of the fact that I might have a depressive disorder or something like that. So I didn't put a name on it until my senior year of high school. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever really wanted to go to therapy. I never wanted to seek professional help. I've never wanted to even talk to my friends about it. I don't think I've ever really talked to my friends about the things that I go through. I might have named it with them, but because of the fact that I'm a black man and the stigmas and the patterns of behavior that I've come to know have always been not to go to therapy and not to really talk about those kind of things. And so I don't know I've figured out how to cope with it in my own type of ways, but that's one of the reasons why I've never gotten clinically diagnosed. Even right now, like doing this is a little bit tough for me just because I don't think I've ever really talked about my seasonal depressive patterns because of my masculinity and because of the ways that I manifest as a black man. So, yeah. Staying inside a lot more. So like if the more that I am in the house, or the more that I minimize my social engagement, the harder it gets to maintain socially, or just mentally. I just don't I'm unable to articulate in the same ways. I'm unable to work through issues in the same ways just because I'm not interacting with people and able to hone my mental skills due to that human interaction. So it's kind of just me in my own head, and then it's a downhill battle from there. That's probably like the main one, if anything. So yeah. The people around me. I think my social sphere has helped to some degree, to the degree that I've allowed them to, because obviously, like as I talked about earlier, I don't really like to talk about this. And, but obviously, people that are close to me can tell when like I'm moving a little bit differently. And so that daily reification or the thought that somebody cares about you, and the thought that somebody loves you, and they want to see you grow and build and do better, is very powerful, even in the slightest for me. So like if I'm just going about my day and somebody just thinks about me and sends me a text like, "Oh, I was thinking about you, want to check up on you, see how you're doing," like that means the world. One of my friends will text me like, "Hey friend, I haven't told you this in a minute, but you know that I love you, and there are a lot of people out there that love you." And that means the world, because knowing that somebody in this world other than yourself actually cares about your existence and actually is mindful of the fact that you are there and you are in existence even when you're not right in front of them, is powerful for me. And then also just taking it day by day, like using those thoughts or being mindful of the thoughts that you have, and just taking it like a day at a time. And if you can't take it a day at a time, take it an hour at a time. If you can't take it an hour at a time, take it 5 minutes at a time. There have been times where I've really had to take it like a minute at a time, like, yo, breathe, get up, get out of bed, go brush your teeth, make sure you shower, and just minute by minute. Because I got very like stuck in thinking about all the days to come, like I'm not gonna make it. But taking it minute by minute really helped. And then lastly, I would probably say just a structure, a pattern of behavior to know that like, okay, I have to be here at this time and this time. And so setting up that schedule, that pattern of behavior, so that you have to get up, or you think that you have to get up and you have to go and you have to do something. You have responsibilities and obligations that helps you to get up out the bed. And that's honestly like half the battle for me, at least. I know everybody's depression kind of manifests differently, but yeah, that schedule helped me a lot. So yeah. That's everything for me. Knowing that eventually it's gonna get better. Like there's not an option. Like I have to think that it has to get better, or else it will get worse. And there have been times where I lost that light at the end of the tunnel, and it took others to remind me, like, yo, it's gonna get better eventually. And even then, when they told me that, I didn't believe them because I was so far down and out. But like having gone through seasons of life and having gone through a lot of experiences and being able to see like, okay, no matter how long it might have lasted, it always ended, and everything with the beginning comes to an end. Being able to remind myself of that, no matter how far down and out I get, is one of the things that keeps me going. Which is why I say, like, yo, take it a minute at a time, because you can be mindful of the fact that, okay, maybe the next minute will be a little bit better. Or maybe the next 5 minutes will be a little bit better. Maybe the next day will be a little bit better. So, yeah. What I would want other people to know that are experiencing those same depressive states or going through a depression is, regardless of how isolated you can become, and regardless of how alone you may feel, there's someone out there who you have crossed their mind, and even if they may not have reached out, you do matter. And even if you can't find it within yourself to know that like you matter to yourself, and if that's not enough, then there's somebody out there who really does care, and who really is looking out. And if it's not them, it's God, and God is there. and he cares and he's looking out, because that is honestly what pulled me through. Like, I was alone, I was out, and felt like I was all by myself, but like I knew that I had someone or something looking out for me, because there was no way else I was gonna make it. So, yeah.
Any other last things you may want to say? Touch on.
Yeah, I think, well, another thing that I wouldn't want people to know is that taking it a moment by moment, minute by minute, hour by hour may seem like an arduous task. Like, it's sometimes not even necessary. Like, it's like, why are you minimizing your time that much? But recognizing that, okay, I'm messing up, but there's a quote that I was reading yesterday, because it was either a Kobe quote or it was some type of quote. It said that, it was from Hitch. It's life isn't about the amount of breaths that you take, but rather the amount of moments that take your breath away. And I think that oftentimes when you're in those depressive states, you get stuck in the fact that you don't know if you'll be able to take that next breath. But being able to find the value in the banal, the basic, the natural, being able to sit in the sun, being able to take a deep breath of air. There's a time in my life where I was so down and out that I ran to be able to feel out of breath, so that I could feel that air was going into my lungs and I was alive. Just recently, I had to sit in the sun just to feel the warmth of life. And I think that being able to find the power and the beauty in those subtle moments is what kept me going as well. And not in the grand of being able to, like, travel the world or have love for millions of people. It's really just in, like, this is a beautiful place, and I'm a beautiful person, and like, the sun is warm today and I can smile. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, beautiful, man.
Thank you.